Hey guys, welcome to my channel again. If you are new, please consider subscribing and liking this video. I'm here today to be transparent about things that I have learned in my life and continuing to learn as life never stops. Being grateful for every single day I have on earth has taught me that no matter what I deal with or any obstacles I may face in my life, I will always be grateful and appreciative for it. I know that sounds crazy, right? But in order to learn from my mistakes and things that I have not been proud of, I need to see what the lesson was and what happened, or what should I change the next time the situation arises. I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason, and I know that everything will not always go the way that I planned it to. Nothing in this world is ever going to always go my way, but I know that I can and will always prosper regardless of my circumstances. I always been told that I'm a cheery and joyful person, which I do agree that I am, but I'm not always like that, y'all. Honestly, I don't even aim to always seem like I'm happy, because that only generates a facade that will have to always keep up. This past year was the most difficult year I had to ever face thus far. I suffered major losses and found myself in a high functioning depression that no one could really see except for only a few that I allowed myself to open up to. I also received great gains as well, and those gains helped change my life and the current situations that I was enduring at the time. So no matter what I may have going on mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally, I always try to see the good more than the bad. Guys, I know life is crazy for all of us, but just being able to get up every day and say, I will make something of myself today, or I aim to care for myself today, it's a blessing in its own right. I know I was put here on earth to make an impact, whether it's big or small. But all that matters to me is that I did something that I can be proud of and grateful for. Gratitude means the quality of being thankful. My personal meaning for the word is appreciation of any and everything I have, good or bad. I know that sounds crazy, but being grateful for the bad. But hear me out. If you never experience difficult times or anything that disheartens you, even for a moment, how will you learn to enjoy those good moments? I remember getting a really bad toothache. I know this is like super random, and it would have me in tears from so much pain and agony. So I would just pray and plead for the pain to go away. I would also reminisce about the times where I didn't have any pain and was in good health, I would say. Fast forward to no more tooth pain and being grateful that I no longer have that. You see what I mean? If I would have never had a toothache or be in pain, I wouldn't have appreciated all the times when I did. There are so many situations that are happening around the world, or just even with you, the viewer. But I'm here to tell you that being grateful in all aspects of life can make a difference, just even a little bit, in how your outlook on life is approached. If you find gratitude in something, at least once a day, Try it out. And you know what? Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts on this is. With being grateful, I have also learned that I have had several bad habits that needed to be unlearned or removed from my life. Unlearning habits could possibly be one of the hardest things I've had to do. If you have been doing something a certain way, it can take so long to remove it from your life, especially if it was a daily thing. I've learned that I do, in fact, have triggers. And in order for me to move forward with no longer being triggered by certain things, I had to realize that I have a problem and it needs to be fixed. One thing that has helped is replacing a bad habit with a good one. For example, I used to get angry when things didn't go my way. I would let it take over me, and I would let my mood and attention for the day be ruined. Now that I realized that was a problem, I had to learn to let things go, especially if I cannot control it or whatever it is that happened, and learn to keep it pushing. This may sound crazy, but I do indeed plan for failing at times, and that's totally okay. You know why? Because I know that everything cannot be perfect, and I cannot expect everything to be my way or the highway. Life doesn't work like that. Well, at least for me. I like to be a realistic and forthright individual. So in order for me to be that way, I needed to see that it's perfectly okay to make mistakes. I was not born with the knowledge that I have today at 24 years old. No one could have told me that the things I've seen and went through will put me in the position that I am in at this very moment. Have you heard of the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I believe it's bogus. Want to know why? Because it's all about whether or not that particular person wants to change. I do agree that you shouldn't force people to change themselves and or their behavior or mannerisms, but I do believe that if someone puts their mind to something and they really want whatever it is that they're aiming for, it can happen. It's all about being assertive and committing to making that choice. I chose to make different choices for myself because I knew that I wanted to be a better Tay. I needed to step up and get to work. I used to have a bad habit of not asking for help when I needed it. And I learned that if I did not want to stress myself or get burnt out, I needed to speak up and let someone know. I've always been pretty independent due to my parents instilling those teachers into me early. So it was naturally hard for me to speak up for myself when I needed assistance in anything. I would always say, "Oh, I got it," or "It's okay, I'll do it," knowing for a fact that I did not have it or could not do it on my own. I have recently stopped doing this, other than, of course, if I really truly needed some help on something. And it has made my life so much easier. Lastly, in conjunction with unlearning bad habits, I have realized that who and or what you surround yourself with plays a big part in habits. Surrounding myself with positivity and people who truly love me has all well has helped make those habits much easier to rectify and see that I can no longer be accustomed to consciously indulging myself in a bad habit. I'm sure I'm not the only person who has ever answered someone's question of, "How are you doing?" with the answer, "I'm good," and knowing deep inside that that's a complete lie. I recently had a group chat with my best friends, and we have started telling the truth when it comes to what we are dealing with in our lives because we're adults and we cannot always be together. I've learned to stop automatically saying I'm good when I'm not. I know that sounds like a scary thing to do because it definitely was for me, but in order for me to be true to myself, I need to be truthful. This doesn't mean that I want to always talk about what I have dealing with at the time, but it does make me feel authentic and realize that I am in tune with my mind at the time and I can change it. So, in conclusion, I wake up every morning with thank God for another day and believing in my mind that I will be grateful no matter my circumstances. My ancestors didn't quit, so why should I decide that my life isn't important? I am important, and I believe I mean something to someone. I'm always grateful for the love and kindness I've been shown, but I'm also grateful for the negativity I have faced before. My job here isn't done or complete, and I still have so much life left in me. I refuse to go about my days with an ungrateful heart because there's someone who could have my spot. I have to take care of myself, both from the inside and outside. A great step was unlearning bad habits and taking baby steps towards greatness. I have not reached my full potential yet, and I will continue to work hard at achieving it someday. But for now, I'll continue to try to be the best version of myself and be persistent in everything I do. I'm human and I'm not perfect. I'm allowed to achieve and I'm also allowed to fail. But what matters the most is how I perceive that achievement or failure. No more cycling through the same old when I can be better and make the most of what I have and will have because I will forever be blessed and highly favored. Thank y'all so much for watching, and please continue to stay safe out there. See y'all later. Bye.